This is Valley News Live at 5.
New for you now at 5, a man with a history of mental illness is now sentenced to serve more than 3 decades in prison for killing a woman and her son. William Hillman was found guilty of fatally beating 42-year-old Denise McFadden and 21-year-old Dalton McFadden at their home in north of Perham in April 2018. The family allowed Hillman to live in their home in Gorman Township. Hillman told investigators he had not taken his medication for schizophrenia for 5 months. Authorities say the victims were beaten with a large pipe wrench. A missing, vulnerable woman from Richland County has now been found safe. We have been following the disappearance of 35-year-old Amber Meyer all afternoon. Amber has cerebral palsy and disappeared yesterday afternoon. Her cell phone was pinged across 3 different states. Her family tells us she was found this afternoon in Vermillion, South Dakota. We'll hear from them tonight and learn more about the search for a suspect in this case. That's tonight on Valley News Live at 6. The temps today much better, but that wind has a bite to it. Let's find out what's happening this evening. Hey, Hutch.
Hi, Andrea, and good evening, everyone. We did warm up significantly, but as you saw from our tower cam there, we do have a few flakes and low clouds dashing across the region. Look at the temperature change in the last 24 hours, 10 to 20 degrees warmer than yesterday at this time. Taking a look at area temperatures, we're in the teens in Fargo, in Grand Forks, at Devil's Lake as well. The coolest weather found up in the Roseau and Lake of the Woods areas. We do have some spotty, light snow showers in the central Red River Valley. They certainly could extend into southeast North Dakota, and at times these shallow clouds can tuck underneath the radar beam. So watch for slippery spots tonight. Temperatures steady to very slowly falling. I expect our wind to taper off a bit, but it will remain wind chilly and slippery in spots. Staying in the teens in Grand Forks as well as our mild weather does continue. Fog. Dense fog could be a problem tonight, but we have no wind chill advisories to talk about. We'll update you on our weekend snow chance. And now, a first alert weather day declared for Wednesday and Thursday. Details on a midweek storm here in a moment.
Such. A man has serious injuries after police say he stole a car and crashed it into a building in downtown Fargo. Police tell Valley News Live they learned of an unlocked and running vehicle that was stolen around 5:45 this morning from the 1100 block of 2nd Street North. Moorhead police later tried to pull it over, but the driver took off. Authorities say the driver was ejected from the vehicle after speeding over the Center Avenue Bridge and crashing into the Mid-America Steel building. The driver, 48-year-old Dexter Jefferson, was taken to a hospital. Jefferson faces charges of DUI and theft of a motor vehicle. A North Dakota man is dead after a rollover in the Northern Valley. It happened last night around 6 near Towner in McHenry County. State troopers say the driver's SUV entered a ditch, vaulted over a field approach, and overturned. The victim was partially ejected during the crash and pinned underneath the vehicle. He died at the scene. Authorities plan to release his name later today, but do say he was a 51-year-old from Carlsruhe, North Dakota. The FBI needs your help identifying 10 men accused of assaulting federal law enforcement officers during the attack on the Capitol. The Bureau has released this poster with hopes the public can help identify the 10 men. They're accused of illegally entering the Capitol on January 6th and assaulting law enforcement. Sanford's vice president has an update for you on vaccine distribution. The hospital has officially been in their new vaccination center for a week now. Valley News Live's Brian Sherrod joins us with the details.
After talking with Dr. Doug Griffin, he says vaccinations in the new center located in the old Gordman's building is going pretty well. Staff is continuing to vaccinate patients in Phase 1B. Now, over 1,000 patients have received the shot so far. Some good news for seniors. They can bring a support person with them as they get the shot. The support person must wear a mask at all times. Now, Sanford says they have enough staff on hand to administer the shots, but not enough shots to provide to patients. As patients get vaccinated, staff does see the peak of hospitalizations drop well below 10%. Sanford even says their staff is 70% vaccinated, with an increase on the way. Now, as I asked Dr. Griffin about students being tested as they go back to in-person learning, he had this to say.
Should there be some surveillance testing for example, athletes and I think that may be a reasonable thing. I'm not sure. I want to know what the interval is.
Dr. Griffin also states that he is unsure at this time how many doses they will receive in the next week's distribution. Brian Sherrod, Valley News Live.
Essentia Health and Fargo Cass Public Health will join the center in a few weeks. Sanford Health is partnering with local radio stations and Valley News Live to raise money for their Children's Miracle Network. Last year, this radiothon raised over $160,000. Experts hope the amount will increase this year, even with this current pandemic. 100% of the money that's raised will stay local to help children throughout North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. The money will pay for high-tech medical equipment, support special programs, and educate those at Sanford. The event makes a huge difference for local children and families.
These are your kids, and this is your children's hospital. We're seeing kids from all across the state, from Williston to Bagley. You'll hear stories today on the Cares for Kids Radiothon, both today and tomorrow, all the way down to Lemon, South Dakota. So we really have a wide area of territory that we do cover, and kids have to come to Sanford Children's for that specialty care.
To donate, you can call the number on the bottom of your screen or head to valleynewslive.com. And if you're looking to stay on top of the latest vaccine information, get the new VNL Vaccine Tracker. You can access local and national resources in just 2 easy steps. Here's what you do. Open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen, then just tap the link that pops up. There are now several at-home COVID-19 tests on the market. Usually you have to send away for one or buy it at a store, but one company is selling them in a unique way. Naomi Ruckham explains.
No more long lines or appointments for a COVID test. Soon they will be available in a vending machine.
Grocery stores, shopping malls, airports, and subway stations.
The company Wellness for Humanity unveiled the first machine in New York. Customers purchase the $119 test online and are sent a barcode which is scanned.
Simply place it in front of the vending machine.
Seconds later, the box pops out. Inside is a saliva test that can be done at home and shipped off to a lab. Once received, results take 1 or 2 days. They're advertised to be 99% accurate. The company plans to roll out 1,000 of the machines in locations across the country over the next 6 months. Other companies have similar vending machines that are used in Europe and Asia. The University of California in San Diego created one with free test kits exclusively for students who are required to get tested at least once a week.
Swab your nose, put it back there, and then 24 hours later, you have your answer.
People without a convenient vending machine can find at-home tests in stores and online, but results can take days. Companies like AtHome are planning to offer kits that provide an answer in minutes. Customers take a nasal swab, which is read by a Bluetooth-connected analyzer and an app. It's expected to cost $30 and be in stores in the coming months. Wellness for Humanity is also developing a test with results in 15 minutes. It will eventually be available in the vending machines. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Some at-home tests may be covered by insurance. Experts say it's important to buy one that has received emergency authorization use from the FDA. U.S. weekly jobless claim numbers hit lower than expected. First-time claims totaled 847,000. That's below the 875,000 expected by economists last week. Continuing claims were expected to hit some 5 million. Consumer spending is showing signs of fatigue as household spending declined for the first time in 7 months in November. Record-setting COVID cases and colder winter weather are thought to be driving down the slowdown as unemployment numbers remain stagnant. All you McDonald's fans, get ready for prices we haven't seen in decades. The promotion that you can now get on Thursdays is next.
Flurries here and flurries there, but teens almost everywhere. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows that we will have some changes as we go through the weekend into next week. I'll detail all of that right after this.